BNP will hold a grand rally in Dhaka's Noabolton today to demand the government's resignation and elections under non-partisan government. The rally will start at noon in front of the central office of BNP. The activist has already started gathering there. However, BNP has raised allegations of harassment. 37 parties, including the Ganotantro Moncho, which is the simultaneous movement with BNP, will hold a separate rally on the same demand. Meanwhile, the six-party alliance will hold a democracy stage on the road in front of the Shilpakala Academy from Motsho Bhavan at 3 p.m., while the 12-party alliance will hold a rally in front of Bijoynagar water tank at the same time. Meanwhile, Jubo League, Shechashibok League and Chhatra League will hold a joint peace rally in the capital today. The rally will be held at the south gate of Baitul Mukarram at noon. Peace rally to build resistance against terrorism, anarchy and sabotage. The leaders of the three organizations of Awami League say that the anti-national conspiracies and mischief are going on ahead of the elections. In the situation, common people will be called to unite to protect the safety of life and property. The leaders of the three organizations of Awami League also say that the new programs are coming in the future to stay in the streets until the elections. The Awami League government has returned the power of the people to the people. She also said justices came back to nation in its fundamental right and the right to vote. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina said these things in a speech on the occasion of Golden Jubilee of Bangladesh Supreme Court in the morning. The Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina inaugurated the Sriti Chiranjeev Memorial built in the Supreme Court premises in memory of Bangabandhu and the martyrs of the Liberation War in Friday morning. At the same time, she also led that the foundation stone of the record building. The Prime Minister said the justices have blocked the way to seize power illegally by declaring the 5th and 7th amendments illegal. Their contribution will be written in golden letters in the history of democracy in Bangladesh, added she. Referring to ensuring justice, the Prime Minister said that Awami League government has created an opportunity for the judiciary to work independently by providing all kinds of facilities. This year, 80.39% students passed SSC and equivalent exams. Earlier, this result was published in 10:30 a.m. These results are published simultaneously from separate and respective educational institutions online. Besides, the past result is General Education Board is 90% in Dhaka, 86.07% in Mymensingh and 85.88% in Rajshahi, 91.28% in Kumilla, 95.03% in Jessore, 87.53% in Chittagong, 89.61% in Borishal, 81% in Dinajpur and 78.82% in Sylhet. A copy of the exam results has already been handed to the Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Meanwhile, the Minister of Education, Dr. Dipumani, Deputy Education Minister Mohibul Hasan Chaudhuri Naufal was also present among others. Death row convicts Dr. Mia Mohammad Mahimuddin and Mahiuddin and MD Jahangir Alam was executed at Rajshahi on Thursday night over the killing of Rajshahi University professor S. Tahir Ahmed. The two convicts were hanged simultaneously at 10:01 p.m. in Rajshahi Jail. Senior Superintendent of Rajshahi Central Jail, Abdul Jalil said. Earlier on Tuesday, a total of 35 family members of both the convicts met with them for the last time inside the prison. The convicts were sought presidential mercy, but it was rejected later. This letter reached the Rajshahi jail on July 6. As per the prison code, the execution will be executed within 21 to 28 days after getting the letter. Professor Tahir's body was recovered from the drain near his residence 2 days after he went missing on February 1st in 2006. 100 people are getting infected in dengue every day in Chattogram. After bringing down drones to bring the sources of mosquitoes, this time the city corporation has taken an initiative to use Bacillus thuringiensis israelensis or BTI. The organic tablets will be used experimentally in rapidly impounded water to kill larvae. Officials claim that this like other methods, will be effective in destroying the larvae. Recently, 433 mosquito hotspots have been identified in Chattogram city by Malaria and Mosquito Control branch of City Corporation. Besides, the density of the mosquitoes increased in 21 wards and the larvae of dengue carrying Aedes were found in 30% of the houses. Such statistics show how dangerous dengue is in the port city. Tamif 50 EC chemical is used to kill mosquito larvae. This time, the City Corporation wants to use BTI tablets to destroy the larvae. Despite various initiatives, mosquitoes are not coming under control. The city dwellers are also having a lot of anger about this. However, the City Corporation wants to take up the challenge of using BTI immediately. There is a widespread dissatisfaction among the members of Zila Parisha regarding the rank and facilities. They say that the district council has now become a pain. They want the resolution of these complaints from the local government minister in the discussion meeting of Bangladesh Zila Parisha Member Association. In 1895, the then British government established the Zila Parisha. However, its representatives are not directly elected by the people. Rather, they are elected by the votes of the representatives of four institutions of local government. The Zila Parishad members of 61 districts in the country complained in the discussion meeting at Krishibid Institute in the capital that the Zila Parishad chairman syndicated them and excluded them from all work. They have no sitting arrangement and are not placed in the Law and Order Committee. Salary and other benefits are less than others. LGRD minister said that the justification of the demands would be reviewed soon. Agriculture of Rangpur affected by drought. Almond cultivation disrupted due to lack of rain. The water level has gone down. Meanwhile, due to continuous load shedding and high prices of fertilizers and diesels, farmers could not plant almond seedlings on 77% of the land in this region. In this situation, experts urge the government to take action against the adverse effect of the nature and climate to save agriculture. The region received over 164 mm of rainfall in July. Lack of rain and severe drought have adversely affected agriculture. Even after the appropriate time has passed, the farmers does not bother to cultivate almond. Lack of rainwater has increased farmers' dependence on irrigation, but unsustainable load shedding and high diesel prices or falling water levels have increased the crisis. According to the information of the Agricultural Department, the target of almond cultivation has been set to 6,14,400 hectares of land in Lalmonirhat, Kurigram, Nilphamari, Gaibantha and Rangpur regions. Of this, only 23.96% have been achieved. Every year from almond season, Rangpur agricultural region produces paddy worth 600 to 800 crore. In addition to gaining international support for the repatriation of Rohingya, the European Union is working to continue to pressure on Myanmar. This was said by Eamon Gilmore, the special representative of the Organization on Human Rights after visiting the refugee camp in Cox's Bazar on Thursday. He is sure to increase the food aid for the Rohingyas in the camp. The delegation led by EU Special Representative for the Human Rights, Eamon Gilmore, arrived at Rohingya camp Nong 4 in Ukhia around 11:30 a.m. on Thursday. He visited Rohingya registration, child education and food distribution programs. The Rohingyas also raised their demands, and the EU delegation held a private meeting with the Rohingyas in the camp. The EU delegation also said that the reduction in food aid has been noted and efforts are underway to increase aid. The foreign minister thinks that the culture of the foreign ambassador's domination has been created in the international affairs of Bangladesh. A.K. Abul Momen, he also held journalists responsible for such situation. After a program at the Foreign Service Academy on Thursday, the foreign minister said in response to questions from newsmen that the foreign ambassadors are extra active because of the journalists. It is time to stop such nuisance. At the time, the minister said Italy wants to increase the number of illegal Bangladesh workers. In this context, the Prime Minister called for legalization of legals. Apart from this, the foreign minister also said the bilateral relations between two countries were strong and various issues were also discussed during the visit.